Good afternoon. Please be seated. It is my privilege to convene the 2019 Diploma ceremony for the Case Western Reserve University School of Law, where we will present diplomas to our graduates whose degrees were conferred this morning by University President Barbara Snyder. We also welcome back those graduates who received their degrees this past January and August, who have returned to campus today to join us in these commencement celebrations. You will find the program for this ceremony on page 40 of your commencement program book. It is now my honor to present one of our two deans of the School of Law, Michael Scharf.
Well, thank you very much, Jessie. Jessie Hill has been our Associate Dean for the last 4 years, and this is going to be her last commencement as she will be stepping back into the full-time teaching role and will be replaced by Professor Avedon Cover. She has been an amazing Associate Dean, and I'd like to just take this opportunity for all of us to thank her for her service. Well, good afternoon. As co-dean of the law school, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you, faculty, colleagues, families, friends, and members of the graduating class to our commencement ceremony in the 127th year of this venerable law school. During the next hour, you will be hearing from co-dean Jessica Berg. You will be hearing from the president of our Law Alumni Association. You will be hearing from our distinguished commencement speaker and the Student Bar Association president, the Graduate Student Council president, and the student commencement speaker. And then the 146 JDs, 100 LLMs, 3 master students, and 12 SJDs from 29 states and 12 countries that make up the Case Western Reserve University Law Class of 2019 will walk across this stage, receive their diplomas, and officially become graduates, alumni of Case Western Reserve University School of Law. The class of 2019 has left an indelible mark on this law school. You arrived during a turbulent moment in U.S. and world history, marked by divisive politics, trade wars, Brexit, the Kavanaugh hearings, and even the Mueller investigation. But rather than become distracted, you retained your focus. Rather than become dispirited, you were energized. And within our classrooms and hallways, you engaged in spirited debates on the weighty legal issues of the day. You won an unprecedented number of awards at national and international moot court, mock trial, and essay competitions. You've edited and written impressive law review articles that will improve the law. And in our clinics and labs and externships, you've worked on cases that have changed lives. You have made us all very proud. Parents, grandparents, siblings, significant others, and friends, we want to honor you today as well. Your love, support, and encouragement were vital to our students' success, culminating in this wonderful occasion. Would you all please rise, parents and siblings and significant others and friends, so that we may express our appreciation for all that you've done for our graduates. Please. You may be seated. This is your day too. And then there are the many members of the Case Western Reserve Law School community that have assisted our graduates along their journey. They wisely admitted you to our law school. They fixed your computers. They provided library services. They counseled and advised you. They helped you obtain internships, externships, fellowships, and jobs. Even today, they are stationed around the auditorium, working behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of this ceremony, and we thank you as well. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, let's take a moment to recognize the incredible faculty of this law school who sit on this stage behind me. They are ranked by the Sixth Study as one of the top faculty in the nation in terms of scholarly impact. They have taken you under their wings, they have taught and mentored you, they've passed along their passion for the law. From them, you have learned to think, problem solve, and persuasively argue like a lawyer. Let us now thank the faculty as well. Graduates, through your resolute effort, you have obtained one of the most powerful degrees in education. With it, you have become the guardians of our liberty, the champions of just causes, the protectors of the powerless, the sage counselors of our society. The marathon that you began when you entered our doors is just about complete. But as you know, there is one last hill ahead for many of you, and that's how we feel about it. But it's an important one that will take substantial energy, focus, and perseverance during the coming summer. For the most recent administration of the Ohio bar exam, our results for first time and all takers were best in the state. And we challenge you to do what it takes to tenaciously meet that final hurdle to becoming a lawyer. My faculty colleagues and I are excited to watch you on your journey, and we will help whenever we can. We want to maintain in contact to share, please share with us the stories of your first experiences, your challenges, and your glories. Let me end by congratulating you on behalf of the faculty for all that you have achieved and all that you will achieve this outstanding class of 2019. Now it is my distinct pleasure to turn the program over to George Mascarino, class of 1983, the president of our law school's Alumni Association. George?
Thanks very much, Dean Scharf, Dean Berg, faculty, distinguished guests, family and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2019. Congratulations from the Law Alumni Advisory Board and from myself. It's been my honor over the past 2 years to serve as the president of the board, which is composed, just a short minute on the board, it's composed of over 30 lawyers from across the country, and including one, Brandon Harris, student representative here, who participated in our meetings and shed some light on what it's like to be a classmate here. Our 3 times a year meetings focus on our mission, which is to assist with student recruitment, mentor law students, young attorneys, support the law school publicly and financially with meetings and voting on key alumni-related awards. So in a few minutes, you're going to transition from being law students to alumni. So we welcome you, and we welcome you to become involved in the law school when you have the time. So back in 1983, I sat in that same seat that you're seated in. Kind of hard to believe that it's 36 years ago. A lot has changed in 36 years for myself and for the people in this audience who were around back in 1983. Back then I was married in between the second and third year, had yet to have our first anniversary. My wife Lee is somewhere in the balcony here, and now we get ready to have our 37th wedding anniversary this coming summer. Things were different then. No smartphones, no Netflix, no social media. So much has changed as how we operate in our daily lives. But what has not changed brings me to the 2 points I want to make to you today. And the first one is that the law is a great profession and you should be proud to be a lawyer. Just like it was in 1983, just like it was earlier in the century, the 1800s, and going back to our forefathers when the Constitution was written. This is a great and honorable profession. Now, I'll admit, I'm a little biased about being a lawyer. I come from a family of lawyers. My dad graduated in 1958 from this same law school. And in fact, I was born the day that my dad passed the Ohio bar examination. So I guess there is some destiny to all of what we do, and I was somewhat destined to become a lawyer. My brother's a lawyer in LA. My daughter Katie graduated from this school in 2012. And my son John graduated from the University of Miami Law School. He was the only one in the family that had the smarts to get out for 3 winters from Cleveland and go down to Florida. And my son and my daughter and myself practiced together at our law firm. But it's not just about family. Why can I stand here and tell you with confidence that this is such a great profession that you're about to enter? It's because no matter what you do in this diverse practice, no matter where you practice in this country or elsewhere, you can make a difference in people's lives. And as Dean Berg said, you are the protectors of the liberty. Whether you wind up working in a big firm, in government, in solo practice, legal aid, or corporation, whether you go into litigation, corporate business, have your own shingle and have your own office, you have the opportunity to do what lawyers do, which is to help people in their most important personal and professional endeavors and their crises. You know, we all hear the lawyer jokes, and it's fun to poke fun at ourselves, it's fine. But just remember, lawyers are problem solvers, and you are now going to be in that profession, and I congratulate you for joining that. My other point is remember that the ultimate goal in our practice is the client. And remember that it's the client's interests that are the foremost part of why we do what we do. You're going to see, and you can only imagine, there are a lot of distractions and a lot of things that go on with practicing law. There's the individual accomplishments that we desire, wanting to win cases, close a deal, get new clients, make partner, make new law, gain notoriety, and that's great. But keep your eye on the prize, which is the fact that we do this for the clients. It is not our case, it's not our deal, it is their case. And I can tell you with absolute confidence that there is nothing better than seeing the look on your client's face when you have a result that he or she wanted to get, or to receive a note from the client after working on something for them for years. That is what I know you will have as you embark on this practice. So, in closing, let me give you your first invitation as an alumni, and that is to come to the 4th annual Alumni and Faculty Dinner on October 11th at the Old Arcade downtown. It's a chance for you to network and to start off your new role as both an alumni and an attorney at law. So in closing, on behalf of myself and the Law Alumni Association Board, I wish each and every one of you the best as you now take advantage of this great profession that you've worked so hard to attain. I'm absolutely confident that when you look back in 5, 10, 15, 20, 36, 40 or more years, that you will indeed proud to be a lawyer. And all these loved ones here, as much as it's hard to believe, they will be even more proud of you than they are today. Congratulations to all the families here and to all of you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of Case Western Reserve University School of Law, I congratulate each of you on your graduation. It has been an honor to have all of you as students at our law school. We're very proud of your outstanding achievements, both in and out of the classroom. We are confident you will excel in your professional careers and will continue to contribute a great deal to your communities. I have the honor of presenting the Order of the Coif. The Order of the Coif originated in 15th century English Inns of Court to honor the best barristers. It was started in this country by a handful of law schools over 100 years ago to honor the top students in each class. We honor those members of the class of 2019 who are graduating in the top 10% of their class. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Please hold your applause until I call the last name. Christopher Michelangelo Colombo. Elizabeth Marie Connors. Emily Jo Cunningham. Ellen Marie Denham. Hugh Philip Dowell. John Gregory Gardner. Elizabeth Mercedes Hauk. Anne Elizabeth Hurst. Rachel Lee Ippolito. Rebecca Lee Kendis. Rebecca Ann Lindhorst. Jack Mabe. Brandy Catherine Miller. Collie Powell Simmons. And Lauren Teresa Stye. Congratulations. Please refer to pages 41 through 42 of your commencement program. Those graduates receiving their degree with a specialty concentration will have that concentration noted immediately beneath their names. Pages 43 through 45 list those graduates who have been recognized for their academic and extracurricular excellence with special honors and awards. Also, the program insert contains a listing of those students, both JD and LLM, graduating with honors. One award included in the program insert is the Cum Studiis Tum Moribus Principes Award, which is presented by the Society of Benchers to a member of the graduating class who is eminent in academic work and character. This year's award recipient is Lauren Stye. Lauren, please stand. Congratulations. It is also my privilege to recognize the winner of the Jacob Hecht Pro Bono Graduating Student of the Year Award. The award recognizes the student who completed the greatest number of pro bono hours during their time in law school. The School of Law established this program to encourage students to use their education and professional training to benefit the community, particularly underserved communities. This year's recipient is Jordan Dinsmore. Next, we will recognize this year's Teacher and Administrator of the Year Awards, which are chosen by a ballot of the graduating class. The Teacher of the Year Award recognizes a faculty member for his or her outstanding teaching and service. This year's voting resulted in a tie. Our first recipient is Professor Juliet Kostritsky. Professor Kostritsky, would you please stand? Our other recipient is Professor Michael Benza. Professor Benza, would you please stand? In addition, the LLM graduating class voted on its LLM Teacher of the Year Award. This award recognizes a faculty member for his or her outstanding teaching and service to LLM students. This year's recipient is Professor Jonathan Gordon. Professor Gordon, would you please stand? Finally, the Dennis J. Jenks Memorial Award for Administrator of the Year recognizes an administrator or staff member for his or her service and dedication. This year's recipient is Michael McCarthy. Michael, would you please stand? Each year, the graduating students also honor, through the School of Law Leadership Award, students who have made significant contributions to student organizations and fostered community within the school. This year's Leadership Award recipients are Morgan Austin and Candace Green. Morgan and Candace, please stand. Congratulations to all of you. Candace Green is also the outgoing president of the Student Bar Association and our next speaker. She will announce some additional awards. Candace, please come up to the stage.
Okay. In addition to the awards presented by Dean Hill, it is my honor to recognize the recipient of several other awards. All of the following award recipients were chosen by a ballot of the graduating class. The awards of community service are given to an individual and to an organization that have made the strongest contribution to public service. We all have chosen the legal profession, which is a service career. The law school recognizes that the class has continued a strong tradition of showing a commitment to helping those who are less fortunate than we are. The volunteer work in which many of you have engaged in is an inspiration to all of us here today. This year's award for community service for an individual goes to Jamel Lamson Bouchot. Can you please stand? This year's award for community service for an organization, also chosen by the ballot of the graduating class, is Street Law. You can clap. Congratulations to all those who have contributed to your time in street law. And the Student of the Year Award is given to the graduating student who, in judgment of classmates, best exemplifies outstanding scholarship and excellence in extracurricular activities. This year's Student of the Year Award recipient is Allison Smith. Allison, would you please stand? Congratulations. And lastly, this year, the class of 2019 raised $1,869.30 for the class gift, which is the most money raised by any 3L class. So you can clap for yourselves, guys. The LLMs raised $2,148, and we had 76 donors, equating to a participation rate of 52.8%, which is the second highest participation in case history. So, welcome, family, friends, faculty, staff, and graduates. It's exciting to be before you in our regalia as we are about to receive our degrees. These 3 years have been a journey. Some have said that 3 years of a degree of this magnitude went by rather quickly. I do not share the sentiment. However, over the course of these 3 years, working with all of you, I know that I am in the midst of future world leaders, policymakers, lawyers, advocates, and friends. Many of us have created a bond with one another unlike any other through hopes and uncertainties. We bonded through anxiety over our notes and thesis, daily fears of the law school Socratic method, and trepidation of our first and last law school exams. Throughout this journey, we overcame all those fears, doubts, and despairs. But like many of you, my journey to this moment did not begin 3 years ago. For me, it started watching Judge Judy and Matlock with my grandmothers, Matlock was always on the case, discovering details, analyzing clues, and of course, for me as a child, the best part of each episode was the dramatic reveal of the real criminal. These are seemingly simple moments like those, that brought me to my passion and sense of duty. A duty to others that has constantly been instilled in me by my parents. That is why it was an experience and an honor to be your Student Bar Association president. But the greatest honor has been serving as the first Black Student Bar Association president. Being the first and surely not the last. It was my hope to be a unifying force, which was never lost on me as I took on the position. Knowing that I had a duty to all the students, but also knowing what this accomplishment has meant to current and future students and alumni that look like me. But this is all only the beginning. We all have a far greater duty that we owe to our communities and our clients, once we pass the bar, of course. Through our years of law school and trying to survive, we may have forgotten that our hard work would eventually lead to bearing a greater duty. Starting today, I hope we are reminded of our duty to make our country and this world better, especially in these times of uncertainty and doubt. I have a favorite quote, and it says, "I'm for truth no matter who tells it. I'm for justice no matter who it is for or against. I'm a human being first and foremost, and as such, I'm for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole." That is still as true today as it was when Malcolm X said those words in 1965. I look out into this audience, at this entire class, and I see individuals who are daring, caring, go-getters, ambitious, won't take no for an answer, and won't cower from a challenge. I see individuals that this world just isn't ready for because we are some of the brightest and the best. Case has specifically taught us what it is like to practice, as we have had to do externships or clinics and internships. So thank you, Case. You prepared us. So, in the words of a great philosopher, it is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The focus Aristotle speaks of brought us to this triumph. But let's remember as advocates, again, that we are the light. Today, our possibilities are limitless. So, congratulations to the class of 2019 as we go out into the world prepared to conquer after all of our hard work, diligence, and rising above the challenges that we faced as we journey to our dreams. We did this. Woo! It is now my pleasure to introduce the outgoing president of the Graduate Student Council, Allison Smith. Allison.
Readjust this a bit. Thank you, Candace, and good afternoon, everyone. Ciao, aloha, salut. All words that mean both hello and goodbye. We often think of commencement as an end, a goodbye to an academic era, a goodbye to daily meetings with friends, and maybe a goodbye to a city. But commencement, derived from the 13th century French word commencer, means beginning or start. You see, commencement isn't the celebration of an ending. It's the celebration of a new beginning. We've spent 994 days in law school. More days than required to earn a driver's license, to become a scuba instructor, or to become an EMT, though that last one may not sit as well with you. It's taken 994 days to officially reach this milestone. And I purposefully say days because we all know that we've put in more time to get here than the official number of hours marked on our transcripts. We've put in family time, sleep time, vacation time. You've dedicated a lot to be here. Let that sink in and congratulate yourself. This is a momentous achievement. Now that we've reached the end of law school, I hope you look to the new beginnings. Why did you spend 994 days here? I promise that is the only Thanksgiving-style prying question in this speech. But truly consider what you can now do with the next 994 days and beyond with your degree. A degree is a collection of votes of confidence. A vote from each faculty member who secured your admittance, a vote from each professor whom you've learned under, a vote from each dean who endorsed your degree, and a vote from financial backers, both philanthropic and corporate. New means unfamiliar, starting again, uncertainty. It may feel unfamiliar to not know what your next step is. Many of us type A personalities explicitly avoid that situation. But moving forward requires stepping into the new. And whether you have your next 994 days planned or not, you are taking a step forward today. Embrace uncertainty. After all, where there is uncertainty, there are working lawyers. Some of the foreign terms in this speech may have been new vocabulary for you. Ciao, aloha, salut. We've picked up some new vocabulary in law school as well. While we may have come in thinking that barrister sounded an awful lot like the spindles of a stairwell, we quickly learned that it would represent half of our classmates who would become new friends and support. While Blackacre may have conjured up images of a Disney-style movie forest, we learned that it was the base for decadent receptions and networking practice. And while our younger selves may have imagined that bar review would be an academic exercise, we soon learned that it was anything but, and a much-needed escape from the droves of books and notes. And yes, all of these memorable terms purposefully start with the B, because B's deserve celebration as well. I have one more new term for you, ni hao. It's the Mandarin Chinese expression to say hello to peers and associates. Look to your left. Now look to your right. You have all made it. You have all earned your welcome into the legal field as a peer. Ni hao and congrats. We did it! It is now my pleasure to introduce Alex Lilly, who will deliver the student farewell address. Alex, please come up to the stage.
Hello. Thank you, Allison. One of the professors sitting on this stage once told me that a good lawyer doesn't pretend to know the answer to every question he or she is asked. A good lawyer says, I don't know, but I can find out. After all, what we take with us when we leave here today is not an infinite or even extensive breadth of legal expertise. Instead, I like to think we started law school with an empty toolbox. And since then, we have filled that toolbox with the tools required to analyze and solve problems, grow our personal and professional brands, work with others and each other, and advocate effectively for our clients, ourselves, and the causes we believe in. The past few years have been an interesting time to attend law school in America. An unsettling debate about the role of facts, institutions, a free press, and even the rule of law has taken hold of public discourse. I'm concerned that these changes, along with several recent and disappointing examples of prominent lawyers behaving badly, have inevitably eroded public confidence in the institutions that underpin our democracy and in those of us who practice within them. Still, I am thankful that I experienced this period in history in a space that fosters intellectual diversity and among people who force me to face these questions and difficult issues head on. I refuse to believe that we lack the power to restore faith in our work and in the system that guarantees our rights and liberties. The rule of law remains the greatest bulwark against tyranny in a democratic system designed to serve its people, and we need it now more than ever. As budding lawyers, we now have the tools to help rebuild public trust in that system, starting with the work we do for normal, everyday clients. Most of us may never find ourselves in the national spotlight. Perhaps none of us will be U.S. attorneys or attorneys general, special counsels, or Supreme Court justices. But we will be the line prosecutors, the public defenders, the drafters, negotiators, advisors, and litigators that individual people depend on every day. Some of us will seek justice for crime victims and their families, or help someone start life over through bankruptcy. We will represent parents fighting for custody, refugees seeking safety, and manage estates for people who have lost loved ones. Some of us will defend those who society has written off as indefensible. We will, inevitably, advocate positions that we may not agree with or help people that we personally do not like. Where doing so is in the best interest of our clients. I believe it is this quiet and thankless work that will help restore trust in an independent judiciary, in us as its officers, and in the rule of law. This responsibility to prioritize those we serve in the greater societal good is one that will follow us each and every day on weekdays, weekends, at the office, and away. It's a noble endeavor, but it is a sacrifice, and the commitment to meet the demands of this profession with dignity and conviction is something that I admire in all of you, and something that gives me a personal sense of pride for the work that we put in and the path we chose. To the class of 2019, congratulations for earning your place in this room through hard work, perseverance, and a significant lack of sleep. Remember that what you use your tools to accomplish matters so much less than how you wield them. May you do so consciously, confidently, and with heart. Thank you.
So this morning, our university commencement speaker, Beth Mooney, who's the first woman CEO of a top 20 bank, noted the extraordinary strides of women in our society. And I can't help but notice that we got a chance to listen to 3 extraordinary women with their remarks today. And I have the great pleasure to introduce a 4th. Justice Rebecca Dallett is here today as our 2019 commencement speaker. She is a Cleveland native, graduated from CWRU School of Law in 1994, and immediately started a 2-year clerkship with U.S. Magistrate Judge Aaron Goodstein in the Eastern District of Wisconsin. She then became a prosecutor in the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, where she remained for 11 years. During that time, she was also a special U.S. Assistant Attorney. In 2007, she was appointed the presiding court commissioner from Milwaukee County, the first woman to ever hold that position. Justice Dallett was elected to the County Circuit Court in 2008, where she presided over nearly 12,000 cases during the past decade. In her spare time, I do not know what spare time, from 2006 through 2009, she taught law as an adjunct professor at Marquette University Law School. She most recently won a 10-year term on the Wisconsin Supreme Court on April 3, 2018. Justice Dallett exemplifies the highest ideals and standards of excellence in the field of law through her public service as a prosecutor, judge, and educator. We're thrilled to have her speaking to our graduates and families today.
Thank you. And thank you to Deans Berg and Scharf for the invitation to speak here this afternoon. It's an incredible honor. I am a third-generation case law graduate. My grandfather graduated in 1933, my dad in 1969. And perhaps like many of you, my history in Cleveland goes much deeper. I grew up in Shaker Heights and was deeply connected to my synagogue, Fairmont Temple, where my passion and fire for justice was kindled. It was there I discovered the importance of tikkun olam, repairing the world, and set forth on a life's course to help the world in as many ways as I can. Like I'm sure all of you have in the last 3 years, I made lifelong friends here at the law school. And I met the love of my life, Brad, a fellow law student, at a picnic the day before school started. Brad and I were married between our second and third year of law school. We figured if you could survive the third year of law school as your first year of marriage, you could survive anything. I would now amend that to if you can survive a statewide campaign, you can survive anything. We relocated to Milwaukee, where we hope to instill the same value of repairing the world on the next generation, including our 3 daughters, the youth of our community, and inspiring the lawyers in our community to give back. These responsibilities fall to all of us, not just those who are articulating their faith, and not just those in public service positions. Let me be clear, it is our duty as lawyers to pursue justice always. Paula Franzese, a professor of law at Seton Hall, wrote in an essay entitled The Good Lawyer, "As attorneys, who do we think we are? We are the champions of the underdog, the agents for change, the vessels for justice to work miracles in a world desperately in need of our light. We must decline the opportunity to believe less than this. We cannot allow anyone's limiting thoughts or harsh judgments to infect our own." I was lucky, I know that. I had earned a full merit scholarship, which allowed me to graduate debt-free and be more free to pursue a career in public interest law. I had great professors here who inspired me to pursue a career in public service. But I didn't just learn how to practice law at Case. I also learned to think in ways that helped me outside the courtroom. After a federal clerkship, tenure as a state and federal prosecutor and commissioner, I was elected to a county judgeship, and a decade later, elected to our state's highest court. And although I commute to Madison, our state's capital, I still live in a community much like Cleveland. Milwaukee is a county of about 1 million people and consists of a central core burdened by poverty, hurt by transitions in our economy over the last 50 years, and populated largely by people of color. The city of Milwaukee is a majority-minority city of 600,000, surrounded by suburbs that are overwhelmingly white. The biggest issue in my campaign, in every campaign it seems for judge or justice, is whether or not a judge is committed to the rule of law. A judge is supposed to be a neutral arbiter, a dispassionate referee, just an umpire calling balls and strikes, not an advocate for policy. But imagine if you were watching a baseball game. If the strike zone were noticeably different for black hitters and white hitters, one small zone for those with lighter skin, maybe a slightly larger and tougher zone for Latino players, and an impossibly wide and tall strike zone for African Americans. That is today's criminal justice system, separate and not anywhere close to equal. But the policy debate, the policy implications, well, those are tough for a judge. We don't pass laws. We don't really even enforce them. What we do is ensure that everyone is treated fairly under the rules. The reality is, though, that by the time cases get to a judge, most of the subjective decisions have already been made. The decision to enforce the law or not, to make an arrest, to charge a crime, to prosecute. And operating case by case, the reality is that the most systemic issues, which result in the aggregate where African Americans bear the brunt of enforcement and incarceration, are difficult for us to address. So we must think about justice more broadly if we want to have an impact. Personally, I'm inspired by the first woman to serve on the United States Supreme Court, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, who said, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone, and whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that create something. We all have to do our part. One benefit of being elected by the people is that we have the chance to decide together how we want to be governed. Our job is to interpret and apply the law when there are disputes without fear or favor, but we can do so with an eye towards justice." It's a heady responsibility, and I have a deep respect for the 6 other justices who were already there when I was sworn in last August. I'd note as an aside that 5 of my 6 colleagues are women. We are one of the few courts in the country that are majority women. When Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was asked, "When will there be enough women on the court?" she replied, "When all of them are." After all, for 200 years, it was all men, and nobody thought there was anything unusual about that. And I have joined the Supreme Court at what I think we can all acknowledge is an unusual time in our country's history. Many feel that our country is as divided as it's ever been, perhaps since the Civil War. We have massive political divisions. It seems more Americans are moving into enclaves where we only interact with those who are most similar to us. But Justice Louis Brandeis said, "America has believed that in differentiation, not in uniformity, lies the path of progress. It has acted on this belief, it has advanced human happiness, and it has prospered." Our future lies not in division, but also not in uniformity. It lies in accepting and honoring our differences. It lies in actively seeking justice whenever and wherever we can. I know that with some renewed effort, our justice system can live up to the expectations our people have of us. I know we can find common ground between those who disagree politically to do better in policymaking. When we identify and recognize that policies have disparate racial impact, the courts can step in and demand a change. But let's try to get there before the Supreme Court of a state has to step in. We must all engage in study about the real-world impact of judicial decisions. We must follow the law and interpret it without favor or bias, but we must also recognize that our states and our country are rightly criticized for the data that show clearly how people of color are being left behind. I hope for many of you, you will pursue a career in public service. Some of you will choose to use your law degree not to practice law, but in business, in politics, to teach. For most of you, a career in the private bar is what's next. But wherever you land, you have choices to make. Represent the interests of your client well and within the bounds of the law and the rules. But when you see an injustice in how the rules work, don't just work to exploit it. When your case ends, work to correct it. Case law has a history of providing legal services to people in need and was one of the first law schools in the country to start a clinical program. Continue your commitment to justice by providing pro bono legal services in your community. Remember, we together all have the responsibility to repair the world. Frankly, our legal system, our justice system, is not yet living up to the promise of America, where all are entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If someone is wealthy or white, they are much more likely to avoid criminal prosecution and use our legal system to their advantage. They are more likely to be able to hire an attorney and to win in civil court. A National Urban League report found the standard of living for white Americans is on average 1/3 higher than for African Americans. The head of the National Urban League, former New Orleans Mayor Mark Morial, notes that our inequities sit alongside the corrosive nature of our nation's discourse. It is inarguable that our politics have normalized racist talk and behavior in a way unimaginable just a few years ago. And across the country, according to the Sentencing Project, African Americans are incarcerated in state prisons at 5 times the rate of whites. In a free nation, this simply cannot stand. Now again, I'm a Supreme Court justice, not a policymaker, so all I can do is suggest the things we can look at, and let me offer a bit of hope. One idea that can have a real impact is to change laws that have a disparate racial impact. For example, under the federal sentencing guidelines, it used to be that we treated crack, which was used mostly in black communities, different than powder cocaine, used more widely in white communities, at 100-to-1 ratio. And you should keep in mind that drug use is equal across racial lines. So in order to get sent to federal prison under a mandatory minimum, you only needed to have enough crack for yourself, while you needed half a kilo of powder cocaine to trigger the same treatment. That was crazy and simply racist. However you will use your law degree, with your work and by your actions, you will continue to help decide what kind of country we all are going to live in. And as you are now someone who has studied the law, you have a special responsibility to make sure the law is working for all of us. More than anything, we as practitioners of the law must decide that we can have an impact no matter what we do, as lawyers, as citizens, and as members of our larger society. Growing up here in Cleveland, in my faith, in my community, and coming to this school, I know one thing more than anything else. We all share the belief that a society that treats people differently because of their ethnicity, beliefs, or the color of their skin is a society that is failing to live up to its promise. We must believe we can do better for all of us, not just for ourselves, but for all of us. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "It isn't enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it, one must work at it." Now, you are all about to enter the world as a law school graduate. No matter where your journey takes you, believe in peace, believe in justice, and work at achieving it. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Dallett, for those very inspiring remarks. I will now turn the program over to Assistant Dean Michael McCarthy for the presentation of diplomas.
Deans Berg and Scharf, faculty, and honored guests. It is my great privilege to present the class of 2019 graduates who have received the degree of Doctor of Juridical Science. This terminal degree is awarded for 2 or more years of advanced academic study and research in the field of law. Our SJD graduates will be hooded by Professor Lou Katz. Saeed Abdulrahman Ahmed bin Safwan Al-Ali. Aisha Jamal Alamari. Mohammed Suleiman Al-Nasyan. Walid Yahya Al-Salihi. Mustafa Taha Dormush. Meriç Hacı Ali Efendi Oğlu. Ying Lu. Sithichok Sitimantal. Rue Shu. It is now my privilege to present the class of 2019 graduates who have received the degree of Juris Doctor. Those graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by the honor cords over their lapels. Gold for summa cum laude, silver for magna cum laude, and white for cum laude. Rachel Lee Edelman. Andrea Vanessa Arnold. Bryasha Michelle Atchison Henderson. Morgan Elise Austin. Selena Faith Bavard. Christina Therese Bodnar. Robert Matthew Breitz. Elizabeth Brooke Burnett. Daniel James Burns. Arnie Jacob Busler. Allison Rayanne Cady. Hannah Elizabeth Caldwell. Catherine Elizabeth Callahan. Rebecca Judith Cambron. Destiny Marie Carter. Wenbo Chen. Wensing Chi. Ari Daniel Cohen. Jacqueline Amy Cole. Christopher Michelangelo Colombo. Luke Stephen Condon. Elizabeth Marie Connors. Sean Andrew Cote. McClellan Don Cox III. Nicolette Taylor Elizabeth Cregan. Daniel Michael Criswell. Emily Jo Cunningham. Amani Ann Daniels. Caitlin Nicole DiCarlo. Ellen Marie Denham. Jordan Elizabeth Dinsmore. Carissa Noel Dodge. Jessica Lynn Dodson. Miss Dodson is also receiving her diploma for completing and graduating with the degree of Master of Arts. Shannon Marie Dowdy. Hugh Philip Dowell. Jonathan Isaac Duffy. Byers Bowman Emmerling. Allison Margaret Finn. William Taylor Frank. Benford Leighton Frazier. Tia Olivia Garcia. John Gregory Gardner. Andrew Jeffrey Geisler. Kyle Patrick Graham. Mr. Graham is also receiving his diploma for completing and graduating with the degree of Master of Business Administration. Margaret Elizabeth Graham. Candace Brittany Green. Winston Henry Griner, Jr. Luke Michael Habermel. Brandon J. Harris. Richard Sylvester Hazeltine III. Kevin Thomas Hayes. Joshua Lewis Hinkle. Elizabeth Marcedi Hauk. Anne Elizabeth Hurst. Rachel Lee Ippolito. Aya Ramez Islambouli. Miss Islambouli's diploma is being presented by her father, Mr. Ramez Islambouli. Adjunct Professor of Islamic Law at the School of Law, part-time lecturer of Islam in the Department of Religious Studies, and full-time lecturer and section head of Arabic language in the Department of Modern Languages and Literature. Dana A. Jackson. Elodie Ann John Philippe. Miss John Philippe is also receiving her diploma for completing and graduating with the degree of Master of Arts. Samuel Frank Jordan. Zachary Peter Kachevis. Noah Thomas Kame. Rebecca Lee Kendis. Nicholas Bernard Kirsch. Michael Stephen Clamo. Nicholas James Klein. Rhea Curian. Jamiel Marie Lamson Bouchot. Alex Watson Schwartz Lilly. Rebecca Ann Lindhorst. Brenda Elizabeth Lira. Sarah Gray Lucy. Justin Joseph Mackin. Amanda Jean Mahoney. Jack Mabe. Abby Elizabeth McBride. Amina Cheney McLean. Brooke Ashley Meehan. Shin Miao. Brandy Catherine Miller. Sabrina Anna Marie Morris. James Joseph Prouse. Rena Makena Mwete. James Halderson Nichols. Corey Samuel Novak. Priscilla Okine. Samuel Hurst Ottinger. Soreen Panainte. Ariana Marquez Pike. Douglas Palawa. Abby Rose Plassick. Christina Whitney Polonay. Tyler D. Portner. Erin Kathleen Sibelinski. Cameron Hope Rinaldi. Samuel Benjamin Robb. Tyra Monique Robinson. Zachariah Kane Robinson. Julia Gote Ross. Daniel T. Saltzman. Andrew Yoshimi Schiefer. Zachary Thomas Scott. Stephanie Laurel Sexton. Andy Shinoda. Samuel Alexius Sheffield. Isaac Edward Shimsky Augusto. Collie Powell Simmons. Allison Noel Smith. Kelsey Marie Smith. Caitlin Marie Spar. Corey James Stevenson. Lauren Teresa Stye. Talia Esther Sukal. Ms. Sukal's diploma is being presented by her mother, Dr. Roxanne B. Sukal, Clinical Assistant Professor in the School of Medicine. Gilbert Torres Ruiz. Hallie Shalev Turnberez. Jessica Catherine Turner. Hannah Grace Tushman. Taylor John William Van Veen. Ingrid Maria Vatamanu. Ricardo Andres Vidal. Ian Von Gordon. Shun Wong. Michael Brandon Watson. Xiao Wei. Dale George West II. Amelia Rose Wester. Hannah Raquel Winger. Noah Ruben Winterstein. John Galen Wrench. Longyan Shu. Garo G. Yagsizian. Nan Yang. Jay Zhang. Shuai Zhang. Shang Zhou. It occurs to me that the person whose job it is to put together this script forgot to acknowledge one of the awards voted on by the class of 2019. And that's the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Award. And that is given to the student who best exemplifies the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that student this year was Amina Cheney McLean. I am that person, to be clear. It is also my privilege to present the class of 2019 graduates who have received the degree of Master of Arts in the field of patent practice. Shujing Feng.
Ni hao and salam. Deansburg and Scharf, faculty colleagues, and honored guests, it is my great privilege to present the class of 2019 graduates who have received the degree of Master of Laws in United States and Global Legal Studies, International Business Law, International Criminal Law, or Intellectual Property Law. Those graduates who have earned their degrees with honors can be identified by the purple honor cords over their lapels. Muhammad Abdulaziz Abba Hussein. Muhammad Imad Al-Huzaimi. Amar Muhammad Salem Akabi. So, where's his name?
What is his name?
Tell us your name. No? That's what I read. Muhammad Al-Zaimi. I read it. I read it.
So,
Ahmed Juma Al-Kaili. Mubarak Juma Matar Al-Kaili. Galib Rashid Al-Mansuri. Mubarak Al-Mansuri. Hadaf Amr Al-Manhali. Nasser Mohammed Nasir Saeed Al-Mankani. Muhammad Nasir Al-Rashidi. Hamid Al-Saidi. Fahid Amir Saleh. Nasser Duaim Al-Subeyi. Hamid Abdullah Muhammad Al-Suwaidi. Chang Lin Lin. Ch Li Ying. Chu Jing. Duan Ruaju. Feng Yusong. Gan Shin. Hold up. Vishnu Gadhari Ganglani. Gao Xiujing. Gao Xinjun. Arsenia Alexeyevna Golubenkova. Gu Yang. Guan Sutia. Guo Zhang. Guo Chen Chen. Hu Shenghao. Hu Yichang. Hua Jiwei. Huang Yingshui. Hui Zheng. Ji Lu. Jian Shupeng. Li Yan. Li Liu Yong. Liang Chengtian. Liu Zhang. Liu Kong. Liu Keyu. Liu Yifan. You're out of. Hang on, Aisha. Liu Yiling. Aisha Omar Meteg. Ali Hassan Muaffa. Picheya Namkam. Natanan Nuichim. Peng Jingwen. Jian Quinchi. Jian Lingzhe. Camille Cairo. Zhen Pusheng. Mónica Ruiz Gallardo. Shutian Ruin. Song Jue. Sun Ming. Sun Wen. You're out over. I got you. You're next. Thanchanak Suvisit. Tan Yuki. Tang Wanting. Carlos Tobias Figueroa. Wang Rui. Wang Wen. Wang Xin. Wen Yuling. Wu Chongling. Jing Hang. Xu Zhefeng. Yao Tianying. Yaruhan. Ye Mocho. Yu Zhonglua Yu. Yu Yongkai. Yuan Zhaomin. Zhong Dejun. Yong Fangshu. Zhang Huiqing. Zhang Xiaowen. Zhang Zip. Zhao Zitong. Zhao Xing. Zhou Jiming. Ladies, congratulations to all the members of the class of 2019.
We have almost reached the close of our celebration. In a moment, the recessional will leave the building. We would appreciate all of our guests allowing the faculty and graduates to exit the auditorium before leaving your seats. In addition, please make sure to move away from the exits and off toward the Nord Family Greenway before stopping to converse and take photographs. As you begin this next phase of your life, remember to take a deep breath and believe in yourself. You will not get to choose everything that happens to you, but you will get to choose how you react to those experiences and how you interact with the people around you. To quote Maya Angelou, people may forget what you said or what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This sentiment applies equally to your professors, many of whom may have impacted your life in ways far beyond their substantive teaching. We have a number of long-term faculty members retiring this year. Professors Judy Lipton, Jean McQuillan, and Carmen Naso. But I would like to draw special attention to Professor Lewis Katz, who has been a faculty member for 53 years. May you all find jobs that keep you active, engaged for more than half a century. With these final words, I now declare an end to our 2019 commencement. Thank you and good luck.